Hey everybody, this is Joel Gravy here and my good friend Jeremy Ayers. And you may be wondering why we're making this video, but it's really just about connection and about churches getting together and being united. I've had the pleasure of being a part of some things that Jeremy's kind of pioneered of really just community-wise of worship teams, individuals. And I'll just let Jeremy share a little bit about it, but it's been really powerful.
Yeah, every Saturday night, once a month, we've been meeting, and it's about a year and a half now, and it's been about 5 churches actually, and the Lord put it on my heart in high school to start bringing unity to not just the churches, but specifically to worship teams and worshipers. And the Lord has done things in my heart over the past few years. He's really humbled me and shown me to get it outside of my 4 walls of my church and to see other people's expression of worship and to see other songs and flavors, to see what the Lord would do through people who would come together and worship in unity. And so we're seeing a really powerful thing, and we're starting to see some unity and some collaboration through this thing. And so I'm starting to see this thing happen, and Joel's actually getting excited about it because Joel's got a heart to see this happen with youth.
Well, I remember when I was a sophomore at Defiance High School, I had this vision or just picture, whatever you want to say, but I had this picture of the whole stadium being filled with just people worshiping God. And kind of gets me back to thinking, you guys ever been to those worship sets where, churches are trying to do a set and they're having your church come in and do a set. And so what happens is the only people that come to the set are the people who go to that church. And I'm like, I hate that.
Yeah,
I hate that because it's like, we're trying to build community, we're trying to build relationships, but the only people that come to your worship set are the people that are from your church.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what does this really look like for us to really start believing that we each carry our part? Like, we have some that are the hands, we have some that are feet, we have some that are releasing the prophetic. I mean, really, we need to start meeting the church. And I was meeting with a youth pastor, and he was just sharing even like the youth even understand that there's some division in the church. There's a division of, these are my youth kids, or these are my adults at this church. And I'm like, and I remember even having that with some of my pastors, this conversation with me, and I'm like, I don't like it, because we're in such a place of division right now in the world, and I truly believe it was because the church first let it come in. So this is all about unity. So we're asking, like, how can we bring unity to our region, and how can we use the giant slayers, the giant killers, if you will, of this region to make an impact? I think about Jesus Culture. I think about Hillsong. I think about all these different conferences that you would go to, and that you got impacted. Acquire the Fire. You think about those events, and you're thinking about how they impacted you. And I'm thinking, why do we have to all just go to these big events? Why can't we do something and use the people around us that carry a heart for this region? Because we need people that carry a heart for region. We need to do it together. So I have some blueprints. I have my great friend Nathan and Elizabeth Davenport. They've actually done purity retreats for youth. They've done multiple of them. It's called Rural Rebellion. I'm going to have him come speak, but we're doing a Friday, Saturday. And what I want to do is I want to pull from really the youth pastors from this area and just people from this area. We're looking for people that maybe have skits, that have plays. They want to, do something creative. I'm not putting the limits on it. I'm not saying yes to everything, but I'm not putting limits on it. My goal is for this to turn into something that is totally for the community and connecting churches. I'm not trying to promote myself, and really the Lord asked me if I do this for Him. So we're just trying to figure out the best way to kind of put this together and trying to get people to come and do this and work together. Well, my heart really behind it is not to just do an event and then for it all to kind of just waver. Like, the heart is like, how do we start collaborating as churches together, that we can actually worship together, not just going to a Jesus conference, but it's not like, oh, my church is hosting a worship night, but how do we actually connect? And I love that about Jeremy's heart for worship. It's like, let's bring 6 different worship leaders and mesh together and worship. And that's really what this is about. So we're actually going to host May 6th. We're going to host a luncheon at noon. We're going to provide food. what we're going to do is we're going to tag some people on this. So I'm going to name a couple people off who I'm going to tag. I'm tag Sean Vandemark, Joey Silva, let's see, Aaron Rosario. I'm going to tag Chris Pierce and CJ Pierce. Who can name some people you're going to tag out?
Adam Vance, Chris Combs, Josh Duran, Alex Moss, Nick Walburn, Aminda Walburn, Chloe Whitlock.
I'd love to Tim Hacker, John Pfeiffer. Who else? You got anybody else I'm thinking of?
Oh, gosh.
So we're going to tag some people. We're going to tag more people. And what we want you to do is if you have anybody that you think that would be a good fit, that would just want to be involved or just come to luncheon and connect. Or just, This is really about our region. And it's going to be in Stryker, Ohio at Emerging Streams. The building's going to facilitate it. But really, it's not about, we're just trying to host it.
It's so not about us.
We're just trying to host it, and we're just trying to get it started. Really, the heart behind it is, at some point that maybe someone else that had a heart for this would host it at their church, or a facility. So, you have anything else to say?
I'm just looking forward to seeing what the Lord's going to do. I feel like God's breath's on it, and I feel like this type of unity is something that God smiles upon. And so I'm just really excited to see the new relationships we can build from this, and the new heart of unity that we're going to see in this community. We're already hearing and seeing amazing things in different churches where God's starting to open people's hearts up and people are getting saved. And I believe that this will be another opportunity for you to connect your youth group with another youth group and open up your world a little bit to what God's doing in this region.
Yeah, so again, May 6th, the luncheon, and we're planning on August 25th and 26th for the event. It's called Unite. We will share more about that. It's not set in stone yet, but we're looking forward to meeting with you on May 6th at noon. Again, it's going to be at Emerging Streams in Stryker, Ohio. So be blessed. There are going to be some more notes probably somewhere on this Facebook event. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you.